Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to teach you how to do this adorable little, these little birds for a bird nest. I'm not going to teach you how to make the nest, but I am going to teach you how to make these cute little birds. And then you can put them in practically any nest that you want. It's very simple, a super fast project, and it's great for grandmothers and mothers, and I will tell you why. So my sister made this originally to give to my mom, and we were going to put inside of it all of her grandchildren, and if we could fit, her great-grandchildren. So that's why the nest is pretty large. My mom did pass away this past March, and I decided to go ahead and continue making it for my sister, who has 6 grandchildren. So I've already made her 5 of these little birds. I'm going to make one with you just to show you how it's done. And you are not going to believe how easy and fun this is. So what you're going to need for this project is a 1-inch ball. And then you're going to take a very strong scissor and you're just going to cut that in 4ths. Okay. So you're going to end up with these. You can make 4 birds out of 1 ball. I'm just going to use 1 today. Then you're going to need, of course, a felting mat, 2 fine tip markers. I have an orange for the beak and then a black for the eyes, tacky glue, and awl. And normally I use my really big awl. On this one, you need a tiny one. So one that came in one of your felting kits is perfect. If not, you can use a larger needle and try to get that in, like this is a wool needle, or you can even use like a 32 gauge felting needle to try to make a little hole. You're going to need a toothpick. 1 toothpick is going to make 2 beaks. You need just a small amount of wool. This is 3 inches by 2 inches, carded wool. And this is Payne's Gray from Serafina Fiber Art, but it doesn't matter what color you use. And then you are going to need a backup, a secondary color for the wings, and that can just be 1 inch by 1 inch. It'll probably even be a little bit less. I'm going to use green today. For your needles, you really can use any needles you want. Today I'm using a 38 spiral, a 40 triangle, and then I find it pretty easy to follow up with these 2 42s inside the clover pen tool. And then if you want to measure your wool out, a ruler. That's all you need today. Let me go ahead and get started. You're not going to believe how simple this is. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your wool and you're going to hold it this way, and then take your bird. This is going to be the breast and the belly, and then this top part is going to be his back. So you're just going to lay down the rounded part, and you want to lay it closer to the left side than to the right side. Just so you know what we're doing, the left side is going to make the tail and the right side is going to make the head. Take your wool and just roll your little bird right up into that wool. Okay, so now there's going to be a whole bunch on the right and a little bit on the left. I like to take my 38 and just tack it in. Now these are tiny little things, so you have to be super careful not to stab all the way through. I'm just letting the very tip of my needle go in, and then turn it and just sort of tack this all the way around. It helps sometimes if you tack sort of to an angle, so that way if you are going to stab a little bit deeper, you're stabbing into the bird and not through the bird. So that's tacked on. And then what we're going to do is on the right hand side, I've got all of this wool, and I'm just going to sort of bunch it together, almost like to pinch it, and then I'm just going to roll that right up towards the back. Just going to roll it up until it sort of hits that surface there and tuck those two ends in. Now I'll lay it down, and I'm going to use my 38 just to tack what I just rolled. Again, just being careful not to go all the way through the bird. So now it looks like this. So I've got my, and this is really not shaped yet, but it is a little head. On this side, I have all this fluff. I'm just going to fold one side up, almost like the edge of a triangle, and just very lightly tack it. And then I'm going to fold this side up the same, and I'm still with my 38 and very lightly tack it. So now it kind of looks like a ponytail. And then this part, I'm just going to take this fuzzy part, I'm going to fold it over and let the fuzzy part land on his back. So I folded it over, the fuzzy part's on his back, and that makes a little square tail for me. And I'm going to take the 38 and I'm just going to pop that down on his back at an angle towards his head. And you can start to shape it if you'd like. Go all the way around it. Okay. So now you can start to see a little bird shape. I'm going to take my 40 now, put my 38 away. Holding it down, I'm going to start working on the head area and this neck area. And I just want to felt these in the direction towards the body. And I'm just going to keep spinning it and doing that. This is a great gift, especially for Christmas or Mother's Day or Valentine's Day, to give to any mother that has children. You can make one bird for each of her kids, or anyone that's a grandmother. You can make all the grandkids. This should keep you busy because this is going to be so easy. If you wanted to, you could even turn these into little ornaments and just hang them from the back and have it just be a tiny little ornament. And that would be super cute too. There's just a lot you can do with this. Okay, so I'm still just going around basically the base of the neck, and I'm trying to just get a little bit of an indent there so we can tell the difference between the chest and the head. Just going to keep turning it and doing that. Okay, cute. And staying on the head, I'll take my 242s now. I'm going to hold his back down, and I'm very gently going on the shape of the head and just sort of felting it towards the body all around. And I'm just going to keep turning, just trying to do this from all directions just to get the head rounded. The head does have to be felted pretty well just because we are adding a beak, so we're going to need to stick an awl in there. And it has to have something to hang on to. It's hard to attach things if it's not a firm felt. So I'm just going through the head. Look how cute that is already. I'm going to go over the back and just make that flat. And then I'm going to come to what we've already sort of felted down on the tail, and I'm just going to work towards the back. So felting into the tail at an angle so to not go through. It's so tiny that it's super easy to go through. So if you stay at that angle, you'll avoid that, but be careful for your fingers. Okay, so you can see the cute little head and how that just made the perfect bird shape, and then this cute little tail. So now I'm coming back to my 38, and what I want to do is I want to make 2 lines in my tail. So one here and one here to give the tail ridges. So to do that, I'm just going to start where I want the first one, and I'm just going to felt directly into the tail and make a line. I'm dragging my needle and moving it. Then I'm going to come do the same thing here. These always are going to turn out a little bit different. You might get a fat bird and you might get a skinny bird. You might get a fluffy tail and you might get a flat tail. They're all just a little different. I'm going to just sort of pop that down to make it flat. So now you can see the 3 ridges on the tail. Use your fingers to sort of bend him up. So bend that tail up, bend the head up. Make sure it's rounded out. Take your 242s and we're just going to go over the entire bird very gently, not going in too hard, just to sort of get rid of some of these flyaways. Be very careful of your fingers. Normally when I say that to you guys, I stab myself. I'm going to try not to do that. Just keep your angle like towards, not all the way through, but just to a different direction. Get rid of some of these little flyaways. The 42 is really good for refining. Okay, that's good. So now round out your little head. So cute. And let's take our green. Now you can do this with any 2 colors. It does not have to be the colors I'm using. And I'm just a pinch. I just took a little tiny pinch and I'm just folding it so I have kind of a rounded end. It doesn't matter what's going on the other side. And I'm going to place that rounded end where I want the top of my wing. I'm going to pull one of these birds over just so you can kind of see. Let me give you that side. And you can do this any shape. I mean, it doesn't literally can be anything you want. This does not have to be exactly the way I'm doing it. Take your 40 and I want you to just start somewhere on the wing and then do your drag technique where you needle felt and drag. This creates a nice straight line for you. And then I'm going to turn it around here and do the same thing. I'm going to felt and drag, felt and drag. And you put it where you want it. Wherever you poke is where it's going to go. Okay, so now I have a little extra. Can just bring that right up onto the wing and start shaping. Let's go back around, drag and felt till you get it the exact shape you want. And I'm going right over the surface. I'm going to take my 242s and follow up. If your wing does not look exactly like my wing, you do not have to worry about it. It's going to be amazing on your bird. Sometimes both of my wings don't even look the same. So this is, I'll do it again for you. This is a little pinch. I'm just going to sort of fold it up, and then I'm going to bend that over to make a little circle. Now I'm going to hold it up and sort of look at the other one to see where I started. Started about right there. Take my 40 and start getting it down there. I'm just doing the same technique, exactly the same. So if you feel like you're not quite in the right place, you can pull it up a little. It'll be perfectly fine. You control the wool does not control you. At least we like to think that. Not always true. A little bit of excess here. So I'm just going to take that, spin it on my needle, and pop it where I want it. Make a tip. Seems like a good spot for it. Follow up with my 242s. If you feel like this is too small for you to hold, you can always put it in between cardboard, 2 little pieces of cardboard. Now I just like to roll it in my hands and let my hands do some further felting, the friction. And I just kind of go all different directions. And he's super cute. Okay, so now take your toothpick and your orange. This is just literally a pen from Five Below. I got a set for $5 and I use them for so many things. I'm just coloring the end. Take your scissors, and I like to literally like poke it down on my mat so it doesn't fly away, and go to the strongest part of your scissors like this, and then you're going to just cut that off. If you poke it like that, it's not going to go flying across the room, which I have had happen. Okay. Then you take your awl and you just come to a cute little part where you think the nose will look great. And you're going to stab it in at an angle. And I want you to just go back and forth to sort of felt a hole there with your awl. You can go in a circle. If you don't do this, you're going to be frustrated because it's going to close up on you. So just move it around, get a nice hole that does not want to close up. So there's my hole. Take 1 drop of tacky glue, and you're going to just pop a little drop right there. Take the bottom of your beak and wiggle it into that hole. You feel it go in. So cute. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, I love these birds. And then you're going to take your fine tip, black, and you are going to find a cute spot for the eye. Hold it down for a second. Turn them around. Try to make it level. Now, if you want a smaller eye, you just hold it down for a half a second. But there you have it. He is done. Can you believe it? So fast, and ready to join all his little cousins. So now we have 6 little birds in this nest. You can do this with anything. You might want to find like one of those little grapevine wreaths. That would be super cute. Or you could make a nest out of wool if you want, which would be really simple. You just make like a little bowl out of wool. And then you put as many as you like in there. Do one for every kid, one for every grandkid, or both, and give it to the person that you love the most in your life. And I will go ahead and post a link for any of the tools that I use today in my description of the video. And then if you want to follow me on Facebook, you can definitely show me what you made. I would love to see your birds. It's one of the things that makes me the happiest, is to see what you guys have needle felted from watching the tutorials. Or you can put your picture right in the comment below, and please subscribe and like. I would really, really appreciate that. Merry Christmas to everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me.